Carb cycling, is it an effective method to help drop body fat? Now, for those of you who don't know, and probably not many because carb cycling comes in and out of vogue quite often in the fat loss space, but carb cycling essentially is having days of high carb intake, having days of low carb intake. And if you really want to make things complicated, having a high, medium, and a low carb day. And the principle behind it essentially is on the days you have high physical demand, like leg day or deadlift day, you take in a higher amount of carb. And the days that you maybe do arms or have a rest day, you take in a low amount of carbs, essentially helping stoke your fat loss or speed up your fat loss process because you don't need as much energy on the days that you don't train. And it kind of makes sense if you look at it on that really sort of superficial level, but it all sort of starts to fall apart when you try to apply logic and rationale to it once you sort of understand how fat loss actually works. Or I could just chuck a real bomb in there and say, well, as someone who can bench press 220 kilos or deadlift 300 kilos and is relatively lean, I would say that it's the days before you actually work out, so your rest day, where you get the most benefit from you having a higher amount of carb to really make sure your glycogen stores are full for your actual workout. And then on the days you actually train, you actually find it harder to eat, so it'll make more sense to have less carb. And also the fact that what you eat the day you train has no real impact on your ability to train. But let's sort of not ruin it with common sense like that. So back to the question at hand. Does it work? Well, the answer is yes, but with a massive if. Yes, if. And it is a really big fucking if. The answer is yes, it works if you are in a consistent calorie deficit. But also understand I could replace carb cycling, works for fat loss, if I'm in a consistent calorie deficit, with basically anything. Standing on my head for 10 minutes a day, if I'm in a consistent calorie deficit, results in fat loss. And that sort of is the main reason why I don't like it and don't recommend it and don't use it. It just makes things overly complicated. Because if you are running at least 2 different diets, now understand I mean a different diet is in a different calorie level, that is a different diet. You don't actually really know what's working or how to increase the rate of fat loss if you want to, or decrease the rate of fat loss if you want to, say, manage hunger. It makes a lot more sense to simply eat a consistent amount of food over the course of 7 days and then measure what happens. So you have unbastardized data from one diet, so from one calorie level, which then you can make rational, common sense based changes to if you need to. You will know what's working, you will know the rate it is working, then you can speed it up or slow it down if you so wish. You are completely in control. There is no guesswork in your changes to your nutrition. Plus, I know I said I wouldn't, but I'm going to. It makes no fucking sense to eat low carbs on the day before you want to go lift heavy. If you are enjoying the content, please give me a like and subscribe. Or if you want to take it to the next level, go to www.realcoaching.com.au, hit me up for a no obligation consult, and I'll get you sorted with some bespoke coaching, no copy and paste crap, where you actually will interact with me on a daily basis.